midnight scream, echo your wound, neon lights lighting the fire. Midnight screams, echoes wild, neon lights flash in the fire. Eyes blaze hungry, it's the night. Countdown beats, heart's desire. Shattered glasses on the floor, laughter bursts, fades in our heads. Turn it up even more. Frenzy swirls, wake the dead. Rock this place till it breaks. New Year fever, wild awake. Feel the surge, bullets run. Living fast, die with the sun. City glow, buzzing loud. Roaring thunder in the crowds. Sweating souls, we dance loud. Lost in beats from the shroud. Hands reach stars so near. Breathe in hope, crush the fear. Open sky, storm is here. Raise the night, chase the year. Smoking shadows, pulsing throb. New Year anthem, chaos throb. Spirits high, we scream aloud. No return, take the vow. Rock this place till it breaks. New Year fever, wild awake. Feel the surge, bullets run. Living fast, die with the sun. City glow, buzzing loud. Roaring thunder in the sun. Feel it fever, wild awake the sun. Whoa, whoa. City glow, of this place till it breaks. New Year things, New Year fever, wild awake. Feel the surge, bullets run. Living faster with the sun. City glow, buzzing loud. Roaring thunder in the crowds. Sweating souls, we dance loud. Lost in beats from the shroud. Hands reach stars so near. Roaring thunder in the crowds. Sweat and souls, we dance loud. Lost in beats from the shroud. Hands reach stars so near. Breathe in hope, crush the fear. Open sky, storm is here. Rage the night, chase the year. Smoking shadows, pulse and throb. New Year anthem, chaos throb. Spirits high, we scream aloud. No return, take the vow. 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 You're gone, alone, and then share echoes of memories slowly fade. Raindrops whisper our last goodbye. Lost in the darkness, I start to cry. Your voice, a ghost in the empty hall. Pictures of moments we had it all. Heartbeats echo, silent pain. Drowning in sorrow with no refrain. Why did you leave me in the cold? Love once so bright, now growing old. Tears fall like rain on shattered dreams. Broken apart at the fragile seams. Shattered reflections on the floor. Broken promises we swore. Search the shadows of your kiss. Under the moonlight, secrets told, love that